Anson, what have you told him about playing in the Spectrum?
We've all kind of touched on it a little bit that it's a pretty hostile environment. They get really into the game, and we expect to get Utah State's best shot.
Is that from the fans or from the players?
Both. We'll get the fans' best shot and the players' best shot. I feel they get up for the BYU game just like we get up for Utah State games, and it'll make for a good, exciting game.
Chase, I'm gathering you played in some hostile environments in your basketball career, and your travel to the West Coast Conference. What are you anticipating at Utah State?
Yeah, everybody's kind of hyped it up a lot, and I mean it's probably true. And Kyle Davis has kind of told us, what we're in for, and I'm expecting a hostile crowd. But I think that's fun, to play in an atmosphere like that, and I think it kind of gets you going, and everybody gets up for this game. So, and I mean, obviously, it's a road game for us too, and they play really well at home. So, we're in for a dogfight.
How much of a benefit has it been for Kyle to be there and be able to pick his brain about a game like this?
It's been good. Me and him were actually lifting today at the same time, so I was just asking him tons of questions. I was like, what do they say? What are they doing? And then I was asking about all their guys. But no, it's been good when you have a guy who's, practiced with these dudes and played with them and kind of knows their tendencies. And, no, it's been good kind of picking his brain. He's been a big help.
What's your energy level like after so much travel last week? Either of you can answer this, and then coming back and having to play against Eastern Kentucky on Saturday night.
Yeah, a little jet lag, traveling from Hawaii, but I think we did a good job of resting our bodies and not doing too much when we got back as far as practicing goes, and I think kind of prepared us for Eastern Kentucky. We started out a little slow. I think we had to get back to playing here in the Marriott, but after the first few minutes, I think we felt bad, like ourselves again.
One of the things, at least the trends that seem to be happening, regardless of how you guys play in the first half, you guys have really come out to start the second half playing really strong. What's been the reason for that?
I don't know the specific reason, but I think one thing is kind of the pace we play at and the style we play. And first half, it's kind of, teams like to run with us. Like EKU wanted to run anyways, but they like to run with us, and it's kind of a shootout. But then second half, when we dig in, and I think that's when our pace and how we play and how fast we kind of shoot the ball and how we can make shots really fast, I think that's when that kind of kicks in. And we do come out of the half kind of making some shots and get a couple stops, and we're running up and down fast, and the crowd's energized. So I think just the pace we play at is kind of why that is.
And so you guys have been playing these four-guard lineups. I think the other day the guards scored every point but one against Eastern Kentucky. Can you guys be successful and have a successful season with that moving forward?
It's pretty early to tell. We know down the line we're gonna need more of a stronger post presence. But as far as these games go now, we've been able to be successful going four guards and just kind of spreading the floor and looking to create mismatches. So as far as that goes, we try to gain an advantage. If that's our advantage going into the game, then that's what we'll look to exploit.
Because of your talent, did you guys know that there was a possibility for this team, even though it's early, to lead the nation in scoring, or was that even a surprise to you guys that offensively you've been clicking as well as you have?
I think we've always expected to score a lot of points, whether we knew we'd be first in the country or not. We didn't. But our goal going in every year is to score as many points as possible, get close to 90 as we can. So going in, we'd like to score around 90 as best as possible.
Your role's always been pretty significant, but this year it's even greater. Did you see that coming, and what is it about your makeup that's enabled you to accept any role you're asked to do?
I think beginning of the year, Coach kind of set aside all the seniors and then the captains with Chase and Kyle, and just let us know that our roles would be increased and that he'd need all of us to kind of lead this team and to kind of be coaches on the floor. So I think with that being said, I kind of took that in stride and do what I can to contribute on the floor and help the team win.
What is it about your makeup that enables you to kind of do that?
I think just the love of playing. I feel like through the love of basketball, just adapting to each position. Because even in high school, I played a load of different positions. So coming here, it wasn't like I was adjusting to something new. It was kind of what I've done in the past. So with that, I was able to adapt.
In-state games are usually special for in-state players, but guys that come from not in-state. Do you feel the intensity before the game and the build-up, or is it something that's just another game for you guys?
Yeah, I think for me, even though Anson's been here a lot longer than me, for me it's kind of like I approach it as kind of just another game, and last year especially, but this year I feel it for sure more, and you kind of get more of a feel for that. And I went up to the Utah game last year when we were there, and it was kind of crazy environment, so yeah, I got a feel for it for me personally. But I think with all rivalry games, even like back in high school, I've always just said, you know, it's just another game. It's going to be a little bit more intense, and I think it makes for a more fun atmosphere and kind of gets your juice flowing a little bit earlier. So I think everybody kind of tries to approach it as that, even probably Utah State as well, because that's kind of how you approach every game.
And so how about you? How long did it take you here to get to the point where, okay, this is a rivalry game, it's a little bit different?
I feel like I learned pretty quickly, just from talking to people involved with BYU and, you know, the outsiders of BYU, Utah fans, Utah State fans, Weber, I mean, UVU. They all get up for, you know, these in-state rivalries. So I think you kind of adjust quickly to the fact that you can't really like those teams, and you have to be up to play those games because those teams are going to be up to beat you as well.
What is the most hostile environment you guys have each played in before?
For me, probably when we went to Duke. I think it was my freshman. I think it was the freshman and sophomore year, but yeah, it was pretty crazy. They were there really early, and I mean they're basically on the floor, and they're kind of like touching you when you're doing your stretches and stuff, and you hear everything they say. So that was a pretty crazy atmosphere for me.
I think since, you know, I've been playing, definitely Gonzaga has had some pretty tough crowds, and Utah State for sure. We went there my freshman year to the Spectrum, and it was a zoo. I wasn't prepared for that, especially, you know, 18 years old coming into this college basketball experience, and yeah, it was a crazy experience.
Are either of you aware of how long it's been since BYU's won a game in Lubbock?
I heard it's something like 10 years, 12 years, something like that, or
14.
14, huh? Yeah.
2000.
So, 2000.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be fun to hopefully go there and get a win. You know, Coach has brought up before that he hasn't won there in a while, and it won't be easy. We know we're going to get their best shot, so if we can pull out a win, that'd be great.